Good morning, Facebook family and YouTube. And where else are we putting this? Good morning, everyone. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not sorry. This is me, and I'm proud of it. Welcome to Thursday. It's going to be a fabulous day, and Nick is trying really hard not to laugh at me right now. I don't have my glasses on, but I can tell. So we are so excited. I cannot hear myself. We are so excited that you are joining. Oh, that is so much better. Thank you. We're so excited that you're joining us, and now I can actually hear what I'm saying, and it's fabulous. So please grab your cup of coffee, join us as we have some fun things to talk about. It might get a little debated in here. So I actually had a win this morning.
It might get a little debated.
It might get a little.
No.
What?
I want to say hello first,
Oh.
and then we can go into Lindsay's win.
Okay. Yeah.
So good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. Oh my goodness, this week is flying by fast.
Yes,
it is going by so fast.
So
And
fast.
we have a lot to talk about today. But guess what? The most important thing is you only have 12 work days left. 12. Did you make your plan yesterday? Did you?
So we're not counting down
Did
to
you?
Christmas. We're counting down your work days.
We're counting down your work days because that's what matters. Because when you're a small business owner, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're in management, something like that, these days matter. And here's why: because that's revenue.
Did you just say Christmas doesn't matter? Because that's what I heard.
Of course, that's all she heard. Come on. You know better than that. Of course, Christmas matters. So let's do a little split screen action real quick. And no, got it backwards. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. There we go.
Yay.
People are on the
Wins.
right side now. Here, watch. You'll be able to see it on the big screen here in a minute. Watch. I'm gonna do it wrong. Do it wrong. I'm gonna look to my
Yes.
side and go. Oh no, Lindsay's not there.
I'm always on the left.
And then, there we go. Look
Yeah.
at that. Why are you so
Nicely
much
done.
bigger than me today?
Because I have my camera correctly.
Oh, so you didn't fix my camera. Here we go. We'll do a little of that right there. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, hold on. A little bit
Wow.
more. A little bit more.
Wow.
Hey, we're the same height now.
I did tell him yesterday. I'm like, you need to fix your camera angle.
And then today, while she set up the camera, she didn't do it. Oh, goodness gracious. So the reason why Lindsay's so
always my
happy
fault.
today is because Nick said something wrong yesterday. And
But I didn't even bring it up. I didn't.
You did bring it up. You absolutely did. And here's
No.
here's the thing, right?
No, I didn't.
Here we go. Ready? That means that I have thought this is wrong. That means that I have thought this is wrong since like the 8th grade when someone explained theory and hypothesis to me. And I have thought that for 32 years now? Like, wow. Thank you, 8th grade science teacher, for making sure I did not get it right.
Maybe you just had selective hearing and flipped those words back.
That's probably more likely. That is probably way more likely.
So
You want to know what? Here we go. You know what? I'm not going to blame my teacher because I could have easily Googled this at any point in time before today. But I did it today, and I was wrong. So here we go. Theory. Are you ready for the word theory? Theory is when you have a thought.
It's an idea.
It's an idea.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yep.
There's no science to back it up. There's no data to back it up. It's I have a thought. I have a thought. That's it.
That's it. And what did you think it was?
I thought a theory was something that actually had data and was backed up by science, and that's why it's an actual theory. That's actually a hypothesis.
That is true.
So I got them backwards yesterday, and now for all the judgment that I've thrown at people that a lot of them probably don't even know they've been judged. Get over it.
It just makes me laugh because you've been thinking this. Like,
Good morning,
they don't
Amber.
use those words right. Like,
Right? Like, who are all these people thinking that I have a theory? Like, well, okay, well, where's your data to back it up? Well, now I know they don't need data to back it up. They can have a magical thought of unicorns and go, I have a theory about unicorns.
yeah, because it's just an idea.
It's just an idea. That's it. Like, that word's power got sucked up and just pew, like gone. Has no
Shot to
authority.
the
In my
stars,
gone.
yes.
Not even the stars, just the ground.
So does hypothesis hold more weight for you now?
It does.
Yeah.
Good morning, Gary. How you doing, buddy? Yes, like I guess they flip positions, but that means that Nick might have been slightly, kind of Vadery wrong. Oh, that's good. So yeah, that's all you're getting. That is it.
I get to use hashtag Nick was wrong today.
But see, that hashtag is not even trending because it just doesn't happen.
Funny.
Okay. You want to know what, Lindsay? We're so close to Christmas. Here's your Christmas present. You get to use that hashtag.
I get to use it whenever I want because I'm the one that does the editing.
Right. Oh, that's greatness. All right. Let's go into your topic now that we've completely just demolished mine.
So I was having a little chat with my husband last night and talking about, am I in my own way on something that came up? And,
Being really vague.
I know. Well, life's all about choices, right? You always have a choice.
Sure.
And I actually saw, I will try to find it again, a little image of kind of like a web.
Mm-hmm.
And it was highlighted, and this is where your life is. These are all the decisions that you've made, and it's gone through, and it highlights it. And then today, at this moment, all those other paths are cut off to you, but you still have so many more paths that make all these you need to make decisions on.
Yeah.
And that changes the course of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an opportunity in front of me that I can either accept or decide I don't want to invest my time in that right now. And that's going to change the trajectory of my life. So he was talking to me and he's like, it doesn't matter what you choose. It's going to be hard.
Who was talking to you about this?
My husband.
Okay.
My husband.
So your husband was saying no matter what you choose, it's going to be hard.
Correct.
Why?
Because everything is hard everything's hard. It's hard. So Pastor Keith talks about this he said it in church. It doesn't matter if you're fat, life's hard. It doesn't matter if you're skinny, life is hard because you have to work to stay that way.
Whether you're fit or unfit.
Whether you're rich or poor, life is hard.
There you go.
You have different difficulties in your life depending on what you're dealing with, but it doesn't change the fact that you're going to have to put work in. You're going to have to make decisions to do that. You're going to have to make decisions to either better yourself or stay where you're at. And it's still going to be hard.
There you go.
And that was just a revelation for me of like, I am literally in my own way because I'm choosing the easy hard of like, I don't want to put more work in. I just want to be in my comfort bubble and just stay where I'm at and just kind of be here. Like I'm already learning. I'm already doing all this stuff. Why do I need to add to it? That was my thought. Isn't that awful? Lindsay still has a lot of growing to do.
No, I think this is a very good point because if you stay where you're at, it's going to be hard because you're never going to be able to move forward. And if you start trying to move forward, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because you're actually moving forward.
And you're charting a new path.
There
you're doing something different.
There you go. I love it.
So yes, and it was a conscious decision. Like everything, if you have an opportunity ahead of you and let's say it takes an hour of your time a week, you're choosing to forfeit an hour of something else. But it's also causing you, and here's the thing, it's also causing you to buckle down on the time that you do have outside of it and use it more wisely. Because how many people are okay sitting down and watching a show for an hour? How many people are okay getting on their phone and playing a game for an hour or scrolling through social media or like, and time just slips away. But if I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I want to go do that for an hour like that's my time is precious because I need to go binge watch TV or play a game or like what It was just like, what am I doing with my time? Am I using it to make myself better, or am I just keeping myself from leveling up?
That's called discipline. So Amber, just FYI, I know you can't see the screen, but Amber is very proud of you for recognizing this and having this conversation. But that's discipline, right? Now,
that is definitely my struggle in life.
But here we go, right? And you need to find that balance. At some point in time, you do need to disconnect. You need to go read a good book. You need to go watch a good movie. Maybe you need to do some traveling. You do need to disconnect between your work world, your family world, your church world, right? At some point in time, you need some me time.
Right.
Okay? You need some kind of a hobby that is for you. But yes, having that written out. So I do believe that you use the Full Focus Planner too, right?
Yes, I do.
Have you actually written out the hours? The hours portion of the planner that says, here's what I'm going to be doing these hours? Because what you're doing, here we go, right? What you're doing when you do that is you're resetting your default. Okay? You're making a plan. Here's how I'm going to plan my week for this quarter. Now, is it always going to work that way? No.
But that's the ideal. It's the ideal. If everything happens the way that I want it to, this is how it would happen.
Exactly. It's amazing how, since I stopped putting work out for an hour block within my daily planner, it's less likely to happen. It's less likely to happen in my real life. However, when I was putting it in my planner, magically it started to become more of a priority. Okay. And I can go back to the exact time when I was doing that, because if you look at pictures of me then versus me now, you can tell I'm in better shape. But either way, it's hard, right? Me getting out of shape. Guess what? My ankles hurt a little bit more. My knees hurt a little bit more, right? I'm not stretching as much, so I'm a little bit more sore now. Okay. So do I get up in the morning? Like, there's this one guy that I followed. He's a great guy. He wakes up at 4 a.m. and does his workouts, right? Dude's legit. But did you know that he's actually going through chemo?
No.
Right? So he has his struggles, right? He's waking up at 4 a.m. because he's going through his struggles, and his working out is that important to him.
Right.
Right? So no matter what, you nailed it. You're picking your hard. You're sitting on that couch eating potato chips, getting up to 300 pounds. That's hard. You're getting up in the morning. You're hitting the gym. Here we go, right?
That's hard.
That's hard. But you don't even need to go to the gym. Get up in the morning, do 10s. Do 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, or 10 crunches, and do 10 air squats. Just start small. If you could do 10, 10, 10.
Air squats like this?
No. Amber, you saw that. I want a shirt that says, I know how to do air squats, and I want a cartoon of Lindsay doing this. And I guarantee you right now, my wife is laughing at you at this.
I know she is.
Air squats. But do 10, 10, and 10, right? Like, seriously, like there's a way to start moving forward, and it's going to be difficult. Believe it or not, as easy as I made that sound, that is going to be difficult for you to start implementing that little tiny workout into your schedule.
I started stretching, just not working out, not doing push-ups, not crunches, just stretching. And I'm like, it's a challenge to discipline myself. It is a challenge to do it, but it's a challenge to discipline myself to do it.
There you go.
So Lindsay's growing. It hurts. It's painful.
Pick your difficult.
Growing pains.
Pick your difficult.
# growing pains. So
there was a new law passed. We're going to switch over real quick, and we're going to hop into some marketing things, because there are things that you need to know.
Crazy.
You need to know this, okay?
Crazy things happening. In life.
The next time you go to accept a friend request on social media, you might want to look at the profile. And here's why. New rules have been approved by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau that took effect on Tuesday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, that say collection agencies are now allowed to email, text, and message you on social media.
Do they have to disclaim it in their profile who they are? Why go find their profile if...
No.
They don't.
No, they don't.
So it doesn't even matter.
They don't. But what that also means is that, like, your email address can now be bought by collection agencies. Your phone number can now be bought by collection agencies. Like, you need to be really aware of your email address that you actually use. So I have a real one, and then I have two kind of fake ones. Okay, that I use
like
for
junk ones.
for my junk ones. Okay,
They're not fake. They're real emails, but
they are real emails, just they don't get used for what I actually need to use them for. But you as a consumer, let's just say you do have a debt collection agency reaching out to you. Be really careful about the links, because what this is going to do is yes, now debt collectors can reach out to you. One, but two, that means a fraud. Oh, I got a text message from this company that said they were a debt collection agency and I paid them off. Oh, well, that's not the, and then you
that's
call
not the real thing.
and exactly. And then you get a phone call from the real company, and it's like, oh no, like that's not the company that we contracted with. We contracted with this company. So you're just gonna have to really be careful.
Yes, be aware.
Be very aware. Good morning, Ryan. How you doing today, buddy? So just understand that your social media, your phone number, and your email can now be used for debt collection, and just be aware of it. Okay, just because you hear someone saying that you're gonna have a debt collection phone call or email or some kind of a contact, you really need to verify it before you give them any kind of money.
This is really,
Go ahead.
well, my whole thought was, well, I don't want them to have my phone number, right? So how do I keep them from doing that? Can we use WhatsApp, because that's a phone number, I wonder if that's possible.
Right. Like, that's a whole new level of getting into your life for a debt collection. I mean, at the end of the day, pay your bills. Don't completely destroy your credit score.
So is this only going to affect people that are in that situation?
Yes.
Or is it going to affect anybody? Like, can debt collectors buy any phone number?
Well, anyone can buy any phone number. But here, what the law changed was before they cannot message you on social media. They cannot email you. Now they can.
Well, yeah, that's funny though, because there's people that I have found in my experience, people that are in debt don't have a unlimited data plan. So they're paying for, so many minutes or to be on the phone. If that's the case, then they're always on Facebook. They're always on their social media profiles. Why wouldn't you be able to use that as a way to connect? I don't know.
Well, here we go. Because the law was written in 1977, and in 1977 there wasn't email, texting. Like, they've always been able to call you, but now they can text you. That's the difference. And maybe I said that wrong in the beginning.
Businesses can text me.
But can they?
Can they?
Businesses, so, and just for those of you that are looking at, I'm getting into texting, you're actually supposed to have written permission or some kind of permission to text people. So I actually have a message that actually reports whoever texts me. If I have not given them permission to text me, reports them to the FTC.
Ooh.
And it has scared away a lot of people when I send them that.
Right.
Because, and that's what this law is changing. So this law from 1977 has now been updated to now get more in line with today's current.
So they don't need to have permission to reach out to you via social.
They do not. Just be very aware of your friend request if you're in that situation.
And always, 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 not just now, but always be aware of what links you're clicking on.
Always, especially in text messages.
Text messages, emails. Phishing is still very real. It's still very out there. There are people getting scammed all the time. Make sure you're being aware. And if you don't know, don't click on it.
Don't click on it. So we're going to go into a win. And this win is from the New Zealand Prime Minister.
I love wins.
And what happened is she was actually addressing the nation. Okay, and I'll make sure to put this link below. She was addressing the nation live from her home during the COVID. And her daughter walked in. And she very, very sweetly turned to her daughter and switched from prime minister into mom mode. And just, told her daughter, hey, go and go back to bed. Daddy's going to be here soon. Da, 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 right? Then switched very, very professionally back into prime minister mode. 5 minutes later, the daughter comes back in and she just very politely, tells the nation of New Zealand, my daughter's up. I need to go take care of her. I'm sorry. Apologizes to the nation, but is very professional the entire time, ends the live stream and goes and is a mother. Now, some of you may sit here and go, well, that's silly. That doesn't seem professional. This prime minister understood the value of being a mother to her daughter, okay, who could potentially be the next prime minister, who's obviously going to probably is probably going to go into politics, is going to be some kind of a leader. And she said, nation of New Zealand, I need to go take care of my family. And sure enough, she did it. Now, did she wind up going back on a live stream later on and talking to the citizens of New Zealand? Yes, she did. But what stands out in my head is I was watching an interview on CNN, and this guy's getting interviewed, and a daughter or a son walks in, and this kid has to be no more than 8 years old, and the parent turns around and just lashes out at their child. So I sit here and I go, look at the difference. Okay. You have the person who claims to be this massive professional, but they get an interruption by their child and they lash out at their child, versus a prime minister of New Zealand who goes, you want to know what? She's very easy able to switch from prime minister to mom mode, to prime minister back to mom mode. And even though she's leading a country, she makes sure that her family knows that they're important.
They're important.
And that's a win. That's an absolute
awesome.
win. And I'm going to make sure to leave the link in the comments, because y'all need to read this. If you are doing a lot of live streaming, you're doing a lot of teams, and we all are, right? Everyone is in front of a camera now. You need to be aware that, yes, a nation may be watching you. Yes, maybe your team is watching you. Yes, maybe your company's watching you. But when you have a good attitude or a bad attitude towards your child, you are telling that child who is more important.
You are. No matter if it's in a live stream or not, if it's at home in the middle of the day or at night or whenever, anytime your attitude shifts because you got interrupted. Like, I needed this lesson so bad, actually. There's times where I get frustrated that, like, I just need to have 5 minutes to talk to this person. Please stop interrupting me. You know what I mean? Like, I just get that.
Yes. I mean, and I'm not saying you can never be, I'm not saying that you should never be, put your foot down, right? But there's a right way and a wrong way.
Yes.
There's a kind way and there's a not kind way. I found a meme the other day, and it was this old parent saying something negative, and it got to the, I guess, like a great grandparent saying something negative, and it got to the grandparent saying something negative, and it got to the parent, and from the parent to the kid, it was something positive. And it said, your negativity stops with me. And that really, one, I had a good upbringing. Okay. My parents were not negative. All right. They were positive. But how many parents today, they are that stop, right? They are that line, and not in the same, they are the line in the concrete. Your negativity stops with me. If you're not going to speak life into my kids, you are not allowed around my kids. Right? And for some parent needs to hear this. If your parents are not speaking life into your kids, okay? So if my daughter's grandparents are not speaking life into my kids, if they're speaking negativity into my kids, or they're speaking negativity at me, you're not allowed in my household. And you have to understand that is your household. You need to set that expectation. And maybe it's very easy. Okay. Hey, maybe you step outside real quick with them. Hey, before you come into my house, just to let you know, this Christmas, this holiday season, we have a new set of rules. If you're going to go negative,
You're going to leave.
I'm going to very nicely ask you to leave. Here we go, right? But you're my parent, right? You're my uncle, you're my aunt, whatever. Okay. We have a 3-strike rule.
But address it too. Like, hey, that didn't need to be said.
That didn't need to be said.
You could have said that a different way.
That's strike 1.
Mm-hmm.
Strike
Yeah,
2,
you have to
strike
let 'em
3.
know.
Because your kids are watching, your kids are listening, especially when it comes to grandparents and uncles and aunts, right? These are other family members that they're not around a lot of. They're not around a lot of. Wow, I just made up all kinds of that are not around a lot. So they're interested, right? Oh, who's this new aunt? Who's this new uncle? I haven't seen my grandparents in 6 months or a year. Okay, so these kids are listening.
I think it's also important too, because when they're listening, they're looking at.
How do you respond?
They're learning how to stand up for yourself.
Ooh, that's good.
It's not just this is the expectation. It's no, this is my house. This is my space. I'm in control of it.
I'm the thermostat.
How many kids are like, oh, well, the parent or the adult or the authority told me to do this, so I did it because that's what I'm expected to do because that's how my parents are with their parents, or you know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? So if you're hosting and you have your kids there and you know that you're going to have that negative individual, set that expectation before that person even comes into the house.
Yeah.
And here's why. If you try to call them out afterwards, now you're being reactionary. You haven't set that expectation, and now for some reason, I don't know why we're wired this way, but now for some reason you're labeled as the bad guy.
I would even do it days before. Do it now
Right.
to give them time, because people that are older are usually set in their ways and it takes them time to adjust. So give them that time to be like, okay, I'm going to be positive, or I'm not going to go because whatever. But now it's their decision. It's not you making the decision for them. It's their decision whether or not they're going to make that change to be in that environment with you, or whether they're going to stay out of it.
There you go. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Right? So we're going to hop over. That was our little parenting segment. So, hi, my name's Nick. I own a social media company. And
Hi, Nick.
there are there are people that do things that are just they're not taking responsibility, and they're blaming. And I'm gonna talk about this because if you are an executive, you need to know that this is the wrong way of handling something. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you the right way to handle it. So the example that I'm gonna use, I'm gonna leave this in below, is Lush. Okay, Lush is a cosmetic brand, and their executive said, we are quitting social media. We're quitting Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Okay, because of mental health of social media. Okay, cool.
Right? Like on the surface, it looks great. Like that's a great reason,
Right.
because they're all about promoting beauty. And if you know Lush, they actually like they're a good company for like. Well, I actually don't know this, so I can't say it. But
Okay, so that at first it sounds good. Okay, I get it. Right? Okay, you're gonna take a stand. Perfect. I love
for
it.
something
Right?
that you believe
For
in.
something that you believe in, mental health. I get it, right? But then, if you read further, it says, and this comes from the executive, I think there needs to be a big shift in transparency around the algorithms and the data that is being managed by these companies. Let me translate this for you. I'm going to translate this. I want you to share with me and the rest of the world how the internals of your company operate. I want to know the secret sauce to how your algorithm, how paid ads work within Facebook. That's like going to Coca-Cola and going, hey, Coca-Cola, I want your secret recipe so I can duplicate exactly what you do.
Not just your recipe, but Not just the ingredients, but I want the exact measurements that you use to mix it and the step-by-step process.
Exactly. So I hear you. Okay, so if you're stating because you want to know, hey, we're gonna take a break from social media because we're Lush and we're interested in mental health. Great, I get that. But the second that you go down and go, oh, this is a real reason why. No, come on, come on, and then let's keep going
And
here.
then it keeps going.
Let's keep going here, right?
Keeps going.
Let's keep going. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Okay, so here we go. The company knew. Okay, so the journalist's investigation into then Facebook revealed that the company knew its platform, including Instagram, made body images and mental health issues worse for its younger users, especially teenage girls, and did nothing to address the issue. Okay, we're going to get there on that one, okay? For Lush, whose demographic is largely young women who sell products like bath bombs and promote self-care, the news was a hand that the brand couldn't justify staying on the platforms before. What? Your demographic.
Wait, translate.
Your company, Lush, targets young women. With bath bombs and all the other things that women use, right? But because Facebook and Instagram didn't do their job to regulate the content that you pay your influencers and that people promote on Instagram and Facebook, you're going to leave those platforms. Now, here we go. Let's just say Amber is a Lush influencer, right? And they go online, and Amber does this bath bomb, whatever thing. And she posted it to Instagram. And someone doesn't like it, so they report it. And Instagram goes in and takes it down. Why? Because of mental health. Well, hold on a second.
Because Amber's beautiful, or because Amber's skinny, or because Amber's whatever.
Okay, so now you have the platform going in and at will pulling down images because of a possible what if scenario.
Well, if that was the case, then the only thing that would be on there would be quotes.
You're right? Seriously. So instead of Lush, now here's where Lush went wrong, right? Lush is blaming the platforms. Instead, what Lush should be doing is what every other large company does, and even small company does. They should have an affiliate contract that says, here's how you represent our products online. Here's the guidelines. And if you break these guidelines, know that we will contact the platform. Lush will contact the platform, and we will have your images removed because you're representing our brand. And here we go. You ready? It's really simple. It's so simple to have this that even a small agency like us has an affiliate agreement that says this is how you will represent Social Media Torch online. And if you break these terms and conditions, guess what? I can send a copy of what you signed to Facebook of the agreement, and that says these images break our terms and conditions, and Facebook will take them down. Instagram will take them down. TikTok or whatever platform you're on will take them down.
Right.
Okay. So the issue here is not the platform. The issue is that you are not keeping your influencers, you're not keeping your affiliates, you're not keeping your sales team accountable for representing your brand correctly online.
Is it just their images? Because the way that read, or the way that I heard it, maybe I misinterpreted it, is that it wasn't just influencers of theirs. It was just people in general are
the majority of
people in a negative way, in a negative mental health way. Is that what you said?
No. So stay right here with Lush on me. Stay right here with Lush with me, okay? So, sorry. What I'm getting at is you as Lush are pulling yourself from social media, but you are not keeping your influencers and affiliates who do the majority of the promotion of Lush on these platforms. You're not keeping them accountable to the images and videos that they're producing within your own affiliate guidelines.
Right.
Or your influencer guidelines. Because if you want to be an influencer for one of these companies, you're an affiliate normally. There's normally a correlation between an influencer and affiliate.
Yes.
So now I'm sure there are people that have not signed these agreements that are maybe having Lush in the background or whatever, right? I'm not talking about them because those are not the big movers. talk about the big movers. Okay. So again, here you're asking the platform to moderate content.
To do your job.
Okay. To do your job. And here's the thing, right? Let's say Facebook and Instagram said, oh, you want to know, we're going to start moderating the content. Great. You as an influencer, you post a picture, you think it's good. Your comments say it's good. Your likes say it's good. But you want to know what? You go in the next day and it's removed. Because Facebook and Instagram says, oh, this is a concern for mental health.
But they won't tell you why.
And they don't have to.
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
Because who owns everything on that platform?
So now what you're going to have is you're going to really have a bad user experience on these platforms, and people are going to start leaving these platforms. 1, 2, eventually someone might say, hey, you want to, they keep, every time I post something, they take it down. I'm just going to sue. And then you get yourself into a class action lawsuit. So no.
So now Lush is off of all the social media.
They're off of those platforms. They are keeping their LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, and YouTube. Oh, now we're picking.
Maybe that's where their perfect prospects are. Because that's not a bad thing. If you know your perfect prospect, that's the platform you should be on.
No, come on. Seriously, that was good.
There are
that
so
was
many
good.
young women on LinkedIn, aren't there?
Not going down that road. We're not going down that road. But here we go, right? Now, as an executive, okay, I'm going to read this next part. And losing some of our social media presence means that a loss of revenue. We are going to incur a loss of revenue. As an executive, you were there to increase revenues, minimize exposure,
and expenses.
and minimize expenses. Okay? You're doing exactly the wrong thing.
Minimize exposure?
Yes, exposure to risk.
Oh, risk.
Sorry. Yes.
I'm like, exposure. That
Sorry,
doesn't mean
minimize risk. I went into my insurance background
Right.
where I thought everyone else knew what I was talking
No.
about, and it didn't happen.
Exposure is like getting yourself out there.
No, so yes, sorry. So when I say exposure, that was the insurance. You want to minimize exposures to risk, and I should have finished. Thank you for helping me
Yes.
on that. So here we go, right? Instead, what Lush needs to do is come out with here's how you represent our brand. And if you don't represent our brand like this, then we're going to ask the platform to take it down, because now you're technically in a copyright strike or a trademark strike, right? Like I can actually go through and I can legally enforce this.
Right.
So why am I saying all this?
Yeah, we need to wrap it up. It's past 30 minutes.
We do. Before you go blame the platform, ask yourself, what can you be doing to make sure that your company is represented correctly, that your team, your marketing department, your influencers, your affiliates are representing your company correctly? Do not immediately go jump on the bandwagon and start blaming the platform. Okay.
It's so easy to do.
It is so I know it's easy, but you're not being a responsible business owner or a responsible executive by doing that.
Do you mean they don't have self-discipline?
No, I'm not going down that road. We're not going down that road, okay? I just want you to be aware that there's a way to do it.
Okay.
Okay? And just be aware. I mean, that's really it. I read this and I was like, why did I share this one? This is exactly what you don't do. Like, this is what you don't do. Okay? This is exactly the wrong direction. You should be saying, hey, everyone, here's the new direction we're going. We're going to increase revenue online. You want to know what we're going to do? Here we go. You ready? We are going to prove all these people that say Instagram and Facebook is bad for your mental health. We're going to prove them wrong. We're going to come out with a promotion that promotes Lush in such a positive way. And we're going to list out to everyone, here's what we're doing to make sure our influencers are held to a higher standard. Here's what we're doing to make sure our affiliates are held to a higher standard. We believe in social media. We believe in our influencers. We believe in our affiliates. And now because we believe in them, we're going to help empower them with these new tools to make sure that they are branding themselves correctly and that they are being a positive impact to teenage girls' mental health. Because that's what the outcry is. We hear you, social media. We're going to do it better.
Instead of like, no, that's too hard. We're just going to walk away.
There you go. I'm going to end it on that.
That was a mic drop.
That was a mic drop.
Oh, that's what I need to get for Christmas.
So, hey, everyone. Thank you guys for the comments. Thank you guys for the likes. That's how we know to pray for you. And we really do appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Know that you are loved.
You
Okay? Know that you are prayed for.
You are.
And hey, it's Thursday. Rock it out today. It's Thankful Thursday. Call someone and thank them. Text someone and thank someone today. Okay? But bring your greatness, bring your awesomeness,
And rise up.
and then crush it.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.